Hello and welcome to the 2021 Windy River Open at Columbia Park Disc Golf Course. This is the final round, front nine. Here are our coverage sponsors: Flight Towel, Upper Park Disc Golf, and of course Resistance Discs. My name is Chris Nelson, and I'm joined in the booth by my good buddy James Moore. Say what's up, James.
What's going on, everyone?
It's our first time doing commentary together. We got a stacked final round card for you guys. Brian Cook, local legend from Washington, leading the way at 16. Kevin Mann at 15. Myself and Crabtree at 14. And James, you're at 12. So here we are in hole one. It's kind of a interesting starting hole. It's a par 3. You're gonna see a basket kind of in your field of view, and that's not the one we're playing at. We're gonna be playing to the disc catchers today. Brian Cook, a lefty forehand dominant player. You're gonna see a lot of good shots out of him. Kevin picked in the backhand play. You're kind of aiming for that little overarching log there for the backhand. Here is Crabtree,
Going right up the middle.
taking a little turnover. Yeah, we'll see if any of those guys get the putts they're looking for. It's really a hit or miss hole. Here I am taking a different line from the first round. I'm going to take the backhand. Basically throwing it right at that arch branch. Go right under it, and we'll see if I get a putt.
Pretty tough hole.
You took a little different approach.
Pretty tough hole.
Yeah, you took a different approach.
Yeah, I tried going kind of over the top, big hyzer. This one just, it's kind of a hope and poke, I feel like.
Yeah, so we'll get to see where everyone ends up. Here's Kevin Mann. This is, you can kind of see the band hidden behind that tree. So it's a really just obstructed pin to get a circle one putt out. Here you are.
Just trying to lay up.
Really nothing but a layup.
I mean, even the approach
Yeah.
on this is tough. It's no gimme.
Yeah. Absolutely. Brian Cook left with a little lefty flick approach. Crabtree maybe a little fortunate to stay inbounds out of that water.
There was this creek that was it OB? The creek was OB on this hole?
Yeah, it's just to your left here. So we all just kind of are forced to pitch up and take our pars to start off the round. I don't really know if there were a lot of birdies on this hole on the weekend. It was pretty tough.
Yeah, I don't know if there was at least one birdie.
Not a bad way to start off the round. We're playing a 27-hole layout. Hopefully you guys caught the first round to kind of get a little sneak peek of this course that we're going to be playing. It has a great mix of both open holes, tight holes, holes with mandatories that you need to navigate. So it's going to be a fun, long final round to watch. But we get it started here with some pars. We said Brian Cook leading the way, 16 under. Crabtree and myself tied at 14. You're only 2 back, so it's anyone's game. What's the play on hole 2?
So hole 2, I mean, Brian, lefty, so a nice simple mid-hyzer, mid-range, maybe a fairway. The goal, there is this walking path that's OB, anything on or over. There was a painted white line, and it's kind of tight to the basket. I would say the path was probably like 50 feet from the basket to the right. So I would say I mean, the play was kind of something, just a little turnover, a forehand flick.
Yeah, if you got the flick, it's probably the predominant play for righties. Crabtree says, forget that. I'm taking a nice backhand and putting it right by the basket. I'm trying to flick a Firebird out there, playing the skip, and I get a pretty decent one, considering that grass is a little tough, and I think you're following suit here.
I'm following suit, throwing an X-Cal, maybe a little too beefy, too much disc. Throwing it a little bit too long.
Yeah, it's only 327. Here you are at the comebacker. And this is little headwind?
Little headwind. It was a little breezy, and the wind just kind of took it. And I almost thought it went OB.
Yeah, so if you can tell looking at the scores, the first round wasn't very windy at all. In fact, a lot of the guys were saying it was the calmest this tournament has seen in a long time. So it allowed everyone to kind of get a head start and really score on the first round. But it's not going to be as easy today, as you see Kevin hitting that obstructed tree. And I'm 25 here with a little headwind. And it feels good to connect.
Dead center. Great putt. Kyle from probably, 25?
Yeah. You know, everyone wants to get their round started off on the right way. Very nice.
Super solid putter.
Yeah, Kyle's has been a solid Washington guy for really as long as I've known. I believe he putts with the Lunas. Oh.
Missed it on the old weak side.
Yep. One of those 50-50s, but
I still had a little bit of wind. I thought it would drop a little bit sooner, and that wasn't the case, and it was just a bad putt.
yeah.
Brian threw a solid shot.
One thing there's many things I like about Brian's game. This was my first time getting to play with him, but he goes through this really methodical routine on every putt. Really sets up his stance and focuses on that basket. And I think that's a lot of things player can learn from, just having a go-to routine, build that muscle memory. So we got 3 birdies from myself, Kyle, Brian. Kevin will take the par, and you got the unfortunate bogey.
The unfortunate bogey. Kind of a tight race coming in, starting the round. Brian at 17 and everyone kind of at 15, and me at the old 11.
Yeah, no doubt. So hole 3, you can see the 2 taped trees. You got to fly through the middle of those. We got drop zone with the flags, and Brian does a great job. He's going to be no more than 15 feet. Kyle, a little early, and that's going to punish him. Didn't quite miss the Mando, but he's still got to get through it. I'm throwing a forehand, hoping just to hit the gap, and it flips over out of my hand, and I hit the same one. Not what you're looking for.
Not what you're looking for sure. It plays pretty narrow when you're back at the tee.
Yeah, the trees are a bit staggered, so it's one of those it's a weird gap to hit, but really no excuse not to. It's only like 60 to 70 feet off the tee pad.
I'm just trying to do the same thing, just a little flip over forehand, Firebird, and she just flipped too much.
Well, you hit the gap, so you put yourself in a position to score. Myself and Kyle here are kind of scrambling. Kyle really didn't have anything, just pitches to the middle. I'm trying to make something happen out of nothing, and it's too tight an angle.
Maybe give yourself a long putt if, best case.
Yeah. So Crabtree laying up, most likely a bogey. Here I am, 60, 70 feet. Don't really want anything to do with it.
Pitch it up, walk away.
Yep. Swallow the bogey. Here you are, and that's a great putt.
Dead center. Felt good after the bogey. I remember that.
Classic James Moore putt. Misses a 20-footer, comes back around, and hits the 60-footer. You get a sick replay of this.
Stand her.
Nice and high.
Yep, give her a chance.
Once those KCs come out of their hand flat, they always have a good chance of going in. Here's Kevin. I'm pretty sure this is for birdie. Kind of got buried in here off the tee.
Yeah. And it was, I remember that to the left in those bushes, it wasn't an easy putt.
No. As you saw, Kevin ran it, didn't hit anything, and just going to run it back over to that side. He's going to give himself another chance here. So I'm sure he would have loved to connect on some metal. Just
Kyle say, take a break, gather thoughts.
Yep.
Takes a bogey.
Yeah, not the hole you're looking to bogey, but you miss the Mandos, and it really brings it into play real quick. It's Kevin now. This is for his bogey. Man. And it's kind of hard to tell, but you can definitely feel the wind out there. It doesn't show up a whole lot on camera, but I know it was in my head, that's for sure.
Brian pretty much
calmly.
Pretty much starting out textbook.
Yeah, just calmly walking up, tapping in his birdie. Doesn't want anything to do with all these missed putts and missed Mandos. Just very technical. A bogey for myself and a double bogey for Kevin. That's gonna sting.
Brian just kind of walking, setting the autopilot on, and just cruising at 18 down. Hole 4, 279. It is an island green. They did play, if you did not make the green, you just play it as it lies as a hazard and take the stroke. And there was a little slight headwind on this hole. And it was, a rock mid, and then the basket was elevated. So, no gimme if you're close.
No, as you skip off the wall there, inbound, safe. But now you're looking at a 30-foot raised basket putt into some wind. Kyle
giving it a run.
Whew. Good run from Kyle. He's saved over there by the chips to the left. I'm taking a Colt, trying to just throw it hard, and it just flips a bit and catches that branch. Gonna drop in the hazard. And it's not a gimme from there. I'm still about 100 feet from the pin. Kevin doing exactly what you want, keeping it low, fighting the wind. He's gonna be parked. I'm just trying to throw it into that stanchion, and I don't commit to the shot, pull it long, and actually skip out the back. So double hazard here. Putting for 5 into a headwind, and I just
got to lay up at that point.
Yeah,
I had to stand.
Can't take another hazard.
I had to stand on the logs. I didn't realize I could probably move the logs, but
yeah. I do remember it was a left to right wind off the tee, so it was probably a dead headwind for you there.
Yeah.
Kyle got the wind to his back, and he squeaks in the birdie putt. That's a great one.
That's an awesome putt.
Brian, after his fantastic forehand, just left with this drop-in.
Textbook.
Yeah. Great start for our leader, Brian Cook, really setting the tone early. I'm headed the other direction here. That's Kevin.
Kevin, after coming a double bogue, gets a bird.
Yeah, love to see that.
Tapping in the par.
Yeah. Just walk away with your par, and I've just triple bogey 6. Man, brutal. So just like that, I fall to the back of the card. Brian Cook setting the pace at 19 down. Great start from him.
This video is brought to you by Resistance Discs. Head over to resistancediscs.com and use code CHSports at checkout to get free shipping on any order over $25. Thank you to resistancediscs.com, and let's get back to the video.
All right, we're back. Hole 5, par 4. This is a 2-shot par 4. Not gonna see really any 2s on this one, but you're playing to this field down to the left, as Brian showed you there, and then you're gonna attack the basket. It's kind of up towards the highway where you can see the cars. Sky roller from Crabtree. Oh, and it just gets caught up on the left side.
I feel like that was kind of the play to really get aggressive.
Yeah, if you're want any sort of eagle look, that's probably your best bet. So Kevin just takes a nice easy air shot. You're playing the forehand layup.
Safe forehand layup, get in the center, hopefully have a nice easy approach up for the bird.
Nice. That looked pretty good. I'm gonna follow you. Just putting the forehand right into the middle, and from there it's only at 200 feet, if that. So you can see, kind of make out the basket there just to the right of the players on the next tee. I'm throwing my mortar, putting it close, trying to get back on track after that just ugly triple bogey.
Great shot from Kevin, man.
Yeah, that looked a little trickier than probably what he wanted. Kyle, rare forehand from Kyle. I think that's that Z Flex machete. Just crazy overstable.
I'm going with the mortar as well. Just trying to lay it up.
Nice. Out on the hill. Brian got way up here. Dang, making it look easy. Kyle furthest out. No less than 20 feet.
Ring around the rosy.
Count it. Yeah, this front 9 stretch of the course definitely was one of the more scoreable stretches.
Yeah.
So everyone, Brian Cook's already going to be 4 down through 5, setting the pace early, and it's a sprint. And right now we're not really keeping up. We have to step our game up a little bit.
Definitely have to step up the game. Trying to get a rhythm. super hot this day.
I do remember that. Yeah, it was probably 80, 85 degrees.
Yeah.
Really warm. So we're all cleaning up birdies here. This is a pretty easy 2-shot hole. It's only 460 feet. At this level, it shouldn't be a birdie every time.
Brian
Our
making
first
his
star
birdie.
frame.
Yeah, the old star frame.
That's more like it.
There we go.
Brian Cook got 4 strokes on the second place. Right now, it's Crabtree is at 16 and Kevin's at 15 under par.
Hole 6 is a par 4. There's kind of a couple routes you can go. You can do a big hyzer, kind of an any flex.
Mm-hmm.
Really, there's like this one landing zone just past these trees in the front, and then you kind of have another crazy approach. I mean, this hole's not a gimme birdie.
No, you can kind of see there's this first line of trees and then that light section of grass behind him. That's really the prime time landing zone, right where Kevin skipped into.
Kevin skipped it.
Yeah. Well, you're going big here.
I'm trying to go big, and I threw it too low, and I knew it right when I let go.
Yeah, that had a lot of steam on it. I think you get that up in the air, you could be clearing a couple sets of trees. I'm just taking your standard low punching hyzer to the right and playing the skip shot similar to Kevin's. It's like get it right under the foliage and gonna be in that open field. So the second shot here, you're kind of just forced to go over the top. You can take a forehand or a backhand, really doesn't matter. The basket's just kind of tucked in there behind all these trees. I forget what they're called.
They were super thorny, and man, did they hurt if you touched them.
Yeah, really, really good natural OB. Kyle not getting the air under that forehand. Brian
going over the top,
taking it down the right. And there's that basket hidden in there. I'm taking a forehand over the top of the left side, trying to just spike it in. I'm only 200 feet from the pin here, really not that far, so catch some trees. I'm gonna be about 20 feet.
Kevin's drive had to have been the most textbook position I saw anyone throw that weekend.
Yeah, that was a great drive from Kevin. Almost maybe too far, making him taking that over the top line out of play, but he'll have a putt. Kyle's just pitching up for the par. Here's Brian. 40-ish.
Yeah, outside circle. Just barely.
Yeah,
balls out.
That putt could have easily dropped just as much as it spit out. Here you are, same distance, and man.
Banning it.
You wanted it.
I wanted it.
Yep. Kevin from the other side, had to straddle that log and another banded putt. So I'm the last hope for the group, trying to get this birdie here. I can't be more than 20 feet. Got a slight headwind, and it raises it right into that friendly band. Gotta love it.
A lot of bands.
Man.
Well, I would say one of my favorite holes on the course, though. Like, just the way it played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. A good par 4. Yeah. But all pars for the lead card. Probably something you wouldn't see all too often. It's a good hole, but really just not that difficult if you execute the drive.
Getting off the tee.
No movement on the card. all pars for us. And Brian's still just kind of standing alone at the top. See if anyone can make a push. Hole 7, par 3. We're throwing out this gap. It's pretty wide open, except right at the basket is a whole grove of trees. You can see it tucked in there. Pretty standard right-hand, backhand, just kind of fairway. It plays a little uphill, so you want that extra speed on your disc to carry.
Kyle putting it
It
close.
up there pretty close, yeah. Here's Kevin pushing a nice backhand out there. Gets to skip through the trees, and that is part.
Give it a little run. Throw my T3. Just kind of hoping to do what everyone else did. Just straight and hyzer in. Kept it a little wide.
That's inside the circle, though. Good look for birdie. I'm doing the same thing. Halo TL3 from me, and it comes out on hyzer and doesn't want to flip up. I was hoping the left to right wind would kind of hold it out a little wider, but not this time. So I'm going to be first up. Only like 30 feet here. Oh, and the putter just drops out of the sky. Wind putting, man. It is not my best friend. So here's Brian. Just to keep the train rolling. Oh.
See if I can do
right
it.
Where I was aiming at. There we go.
There we go.
Breaks the seal. That was a good putt. Crabtree from 20 feet. See if maybe he can get a stroke on the leader here. Yeah. You can see the leaves up top moving pretty good. Dead center.
Dead center.
So Crabtree gets a stroke on Brian. So we like to see, bring it a little closer in the action. Kevin's going to get a stroke as well here. Tapping in a great birdie.
Great birdie on this.
So Brian and I are going to come tap in our pars, and like I said, this is the scoring stretch. So kind of every par or worse that I take here is just adding to the frustration. These are the holes that seemed really easy in the first round, but it gets tougher as that wind picks up. So I'm still well over par as the card is headed under par. Crabtree gets back to within 3 of our leader.
Coming into hole 8, 340, pretty tucked in. It's not the one that you can see to the right. It's just on the other side of the trees, kind of by a willow tree. And what it looked like, some of the locals were taking this hyzer route as Kevin kind of does it. And I didn't even know there was a line there. And then...
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's just throwing at that kind of the greener leaves up there. It's this kind of mini willow, and it's so thick. If you throw into it, your disc really isn't going to travel through. Our play was his forehand, and yours just comes out early.
Way early. Brian doing the same shot. Little local route. I mean, man. Carries out. Little too far.
Yeah, same wind here, so just blowing the opposite direction. So now it's a right to left as opposed to a left to right on the last hole, and it just kind of takes Brian's.
Getting so
my
lucky
forehand comes out a little low, and yeah, I barely get through that tree. I believe everything short of this path was also considered out of bounds.
Yeah. Crabtree.
You're pitching up. Crabtree.
Wow.
Just kind of throwing it up
goodness.
there from, man, that was from deep. That was outside circle 2 for sure.
He didn't even know it went in.
Let's get a replay of this. Look at the angle that he releases this disc on. Just, right into the chains. That is so sick. What a putt from Kyle.
What a putt, dude. Wow.
So he gets another stroke on Brian. Brian was way out to the left out in the field. Here I am trying to jam a 40-footer and just hold on to it for a couple seconds too long.
Kevin.
There's a great putt from Kevin.
Slamming it in the heart.
So, back-to-back strokes picked up for Kevin and Kyle on Brian. All of a sudden making it a little bit closer. So we're just, once again, not quite picking up the birdies that we need here.
And I felt like this was definitely a doable birdie. Like I was not really counting, but should be at least give yourself an opportunity.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking on all these holes. I think in the first round I was, burning most of them. So to still be over par at this stretch, I know I'm just losing strokes to the field here, and it just sucks. So hole 9, another double Mando hole. This one's again staggered pretty good, so you got to go left of the first tree and right of the second. Small turnover hole for the righty backhands. As Kyle shows you well, Kevin's going to burn it over into the ground, but he makes the Mandos, so all is well. I really like this line from Brian, just like a force over flick. Didn't quite come back as hard. I'm trying to put this under the basket because I need a birdie, and it slips out of my hand, and I'm gonna take a bogey.
Miss the Mando.
Miss the Mando. Let's see if you can do this.
I'm throwing the Conrad. I'm like, I hit the tree. Fights through somehow and parks it.
What tree?
So lucky.
Hey, we'd love to see it. So it's pretty windy out here right now, and I'm like 50 feet. I'm just pretty much throwing up a prayer. Gonna take another bogey. Here's Brian. Maybe 35. Not
pretty
bad.
tough putt with that headwind.
Yeah. Kevin around the same distance. But yeah, wind is just swirling right now.
Oh.
Off the band. So Kyle to get another stroke on the leader.
Wow.
And the wind just slaps it.
Slaps it down.
So man, I guess the line was through that high branch up top. Have to remember that.
You don't see too many misses that close from Kyle.
No, he is a fantastic circle one putter. I mean, really just fantastic putter all around.
Yeah, I would say all around. Maybe one of the greatest putters in the Northwest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't get to those 1030s without a great putt. Here we are all tapping in our pars. Another just frustrating hole for me. Just can't get in any sort of groove here on the front 9 as I take another bogey.
The one hole I did not think I would make up a stroke on the whole card.
Tap in birdie.
Tap
Very
in
nice.
birdie.
So man, a rough, kind of a rough front 9 for your Oregon boys, but the Washington guys, showing us how to play the course. Brian Cook leading the way, him and Crabtree 4 down through the front 9, but Brian Cook at 20 under par, he's leading the way. We'll see if any of us can catch him.
Hey guys, Colin here with CH Sports. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to my coverage sponsors. These videos would not be able to come to life without these people's help, so I really appreciate it. There's plans starting as low as $3 a month, and every single dollar helps grow the channel. If you would like to see your name or business listed in the credits of every single one of my videos, please head over to patreon.com/chsports.